All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing today. I know I am. New week, baby. All right. All right, so in today's video, we're going to be going over a couple of the euro pairs, Euro USD, Euro Pound, Euro Yen, and we're going to talk about the US dollar and the Euro futures market. We're going to go into detail about it, so it's going to be a quicker video, but first, before we start, talk to you guys about the interview I did with Etienne Credit, the Desire to Trade guy. He posted up the video of the interview, and I want you guys to go check it out. Some good stuff, good knowledge in there. I speak pretty hard. I'm pretty hard sometimes, but sometimes I think you got to be harsh and speak the truth. I know there's so much bullshit out there on the internet, and I try to separate it with me at least. So I know some of the people don't like it. I know a lot of the people like it. I get lots of messages saying, "Man, I really like the honesty you put. I like how you skip the no BS. You're hard," and that's why I was so hard, because I didn't have that in my own trading, so that's why I'm so passionate about it, and that's why I give such a strong opinion on about why you need to be hard on yourself. But check it out. Thanks, guys. But in this one, we're going to talk about Euro USD to start, using supply and demand. When I first look at this Euro USD, I'm looking at this big demand zone right here on the daily chart, and then we have this other demand zone here at the bottom. If we drew a momentum line, this is how I personally would draw my momentum lines, is like that. Now we do have daily demand being, scroll in so you guys can see better. We do have daily demand being formed right here. Well, it is formed. It's a good daily demand. The only thing I would look out for are these supply zones, this drop-based drop and the rally-based drop supply up here. So with price down in these locations, I would be looking for buys. Especially, I think we're also in a weekly zone. The weekly zone is somewhere over here. If we go to the weekly chart, scroll like that. So this would be, this should be the weekly zone that I'd be watching on my chart. Drop-based rally, remove supply, broke downward momentum. We're coming into that weekly demand and daily demand too, so I'm kind of looking for that pop up. But if price comes back up and touches the supply, then I might want to see another confirmation entry somewhere down here or in here somewhere. But definitely with the price at its current location, I would be bullish it. And if we pop over to the US dollar, we can see the exact same levels being formed. So this is going to be reversed. If we're looking at the US dollar right now, we're sitting in this rally-based drop, big drop supply. Here's that rally-based rally that we would see on the Euro USD. This is what's not really cutting the profit margin, but it's definitely somewhere where I'd want my profits being taken. And ultimately, we have this demand zone also down here. Same thing on the euro. If we look at the euro really quick, I already have these drawn in because I've done all my analysis. Like if we pop into any random chart, New Zealand yen, it's kind of how I set my things up. My rectangles are my weekly zones, and then I put my daily zones in these squares kind of with the lines. If we go back to the euro, we're sitting in that rally-based rally, which gives it another confluence of the euro sitting in demand, the US dollar sitting in supply, and the Euro USD has the exact same line. Once again, this is the drop-based drop level that formed on the euro futures, telling us that there was a base and a drop, so there might be a big stack of sell orders sitting here. So if we do decide to get long in here, just be cautious of the profit margin. And once again, I have supply up there, and the next demand for the euro ultimately down here. If price ever came down here, I really like this zone just because of the big move out. It took out all this supply down here, 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 broke the downward momentum. So if price ever came down here, I would definitely like to look for longs. Now this could all bust. Prices could go right through. It's okay. I'm not in any long positions right now, but it's on my radar. Next, we're going to talk about euro pound. I like this zone up here, and I haven't gotten any sell signals yet, but this is a pair that I'm really watching carefully. If we go to the monthly time frame, we're sitting in monthly supply, broke all the demand, trend lines. We're sitting in this big supply zone, but I'm trying to keep it up, trying to spot where all the supply zones are up here, where all the sell orders. So if we go to the weekly chart, we're sitting in supply right now. It is tested, and we don't have weekly demand till at least down here. Switch the colors up. But then why, if we play the daily chart, I see this, it's slowly turning. So up here it was going up quick, grinding up. Now it's beginning to slowly turn, right? So people are starting to take profits. It's starting, so let's see, where's this curve? I kind of like this. Ooh, I did it the wrong way. If we had something like that, uh-oh, I'm horrible at drawing these things. So we see that the momentum's slowly turning. We haven't gotten a big drop yet telling me that supply is taking control or anything like that, but this is definitely on my radar. It's not somewhere I want to be placing buys. There's no way. I wouldn't want to get long up here, because look how far we are down till demand. This is somewhere where I'd want to look for longs, but with price coming up into supply and we see this price starting to turn a bit, I'm waiting for that big drop down, and then I'll try catching a pullback. Because we know we're very high up into sell orders. This is my daily time frame. Ultimately, price might come up into here. So maybe we get like a fake out and then come down, but it could take 2 weeks to happen. You know what, guys, it really could. But it's just something on my radar for the future, for maybe the next month, kind of waiting for price to turn over, because we are sitting in higher time frame supplies. Next, we're going to talk about, I think lastly, because we already went over we already went over the futures market, but this is the euro. Now, what's interesting about this, I see some guys saying long, some guys saying short, and I'm going to bring you through my thought process about what I think about it. If we're looking at the euro yen, and we're using supply and demand analysis, we see that we're sitting in this supply zone right now. Weekly supply. Now, things I don't like about it, and we also have weekly supply here, and some weekly supply here. This is just personally how I would draw them. If we have a weekly supply, we're in a downtrend, price is coming back up into weekly supply. This is why I'm not trading it right now. Let's think about it. We have a drop, base drop, prices rallied straight back into it. So that told us that it wasn't confirming with I call it a stay away candle, didn't confirm price respecting the drop. Price rallied right up right away, telling us that sellers never really had full control. So price came back up into the drop, base drop. That's okay. If I wanted to get short, I would want to see maybe a confirmation short, confluence short, but then price dropped, right? So it's like, oh, there's your confluence short. But what I didn't like about this is that it didn't remove this low right here. This candle didn't break lower, telling us that the sellers have took control again, but instead it went higher up into the unconfirmed weekly supply zone, drop base drop. So if we look at it on a daily, this is what I was watching. I had these zones drawn out. This was the daily at the time. I had this one marking, I think I got short. Yeah, that was the short I took a month ago. I showed you that, guys, in one of my videos. It was the 1 hour. I took that level somewhere in the 1 hour up there. I had this level above it, and then I had ultimately this level I was watching. So if we quickly remove those, we'll just move them like that. Yeah, we'll move. Hold on. So if we knew that this was the weekly supply, we never got that stay away candle on the weekly chart, prices just rallied straight back into it. That's okay, but I want to see price turning though. We never broke lower down into that supply zone. So that's what cautioned me, not scared me, but made me cautious about this, is we didn't go lower, telling me that there was a significant amount of demand here, that we never respected the drop, and then we never actually dropped lower. And then so what did price do from this point right here? It rallied up, and I would have loved to get short up in here if prices dropped lower, telling us the trend was still going down. But in fact, it went higher up, tested higher into the weekly supply zone. So that told me that we don't have a confirmed weekly supply zone, drop base drop. Prices came back in, price dropped, we never went lower, and then it went back in higher up. So that's telling me right now that the demand is definitely, there is demand orders sitting down here, and there are sell orders, but before I start looking to get short, I definitely want to see price drop below all this demand down here before I start getting short again. So right now, I'm not taking any shorts into this. I'd be very cautious, just because we're in an unconfirmed weekly supply zone. Came in twice. We haven't gone deeper down. We've in fact gone deeper into the supply zone. So that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Just a little more into depth theory with you guys. Thought I'd bring you a good video. It's a special event day. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to let you guys go with that. If you guys remember, check out the video. Thanks very much, guys. Cheers.